This is a warehouse. Warehouse need not be covered only if the packaging is such that you don't need any covered warehouse. Like you keep the bags inside the container, it can be kept in an open yard storage. Just keep it anywhere because the package itself is good enough to take care of the cargo inside. If the cargo requires some kind of lower temperature, you can use a special type of container called refrigerated container or reefer container, and it can be kept in the open yard. Only thing you need to do is to provide the power supply to continue with the temperature control inside the container. If you are using a back cargo which requires protection from sun, rain, wind, moisture, then you need a covered warehouse, top and side both covered. It could be such that you have some material which only needs protection from sun and rain, but its little bit of moisture will not matter. Then you may only have top covered warehouse and the sides are not covered. That can also be possible. For perishable goods like vegetables, animal products, you need a warehouse where it should be temperature control is available. If it temperature controlled, you need a closed warehouse with air conditioning system to control the temperature. If you have a precious cargo, you need a secured warehouse, meaning it can be similar to the one I showed you as back, but it should be under lock and key and there should be proper security with CCTV camera and other kind of technology like barcoding, labeling should be done so that the cargo is secured. So warehouse does not mean always that it has to be a covered warehouse. Is it clear? Now typically a layout of a warehouse. Now a particular warehouse, there can be a covered place for back cargo. There can be an open yard for containers. There can be an open yard for bulk cargo like coal and iron ore. And there can be movement of trucks, container trailers, railway wagons. So a warehouse can have all characteristics of storing. But yes, you can always create a specialized warehouse like only a grain silo that we saw, or only a bagged warehouse, or it can be mix and match of everything. At the gate, you need to have a control on the flow of the goods. Inside the warehouse, you need to maintain and manage so that the cargo does not become damaged, does not get damaged, does not become obsolete, and the time to store and retrieve the cargo, send it back, is minimized. That is the objective. A warehouse have different function. The basic function is to store the cargo as per the wish of the customer. There could be other value-added services as well, like labeling, tagging. Tagging means you put a barcode. Labeling means you can put a barcode label or a company label. Tag means you can tag it with, say, RFID tags, radio frequency identification tags. You can repair a container. You can rework of containers can also be done. What is rework? The rework means that suppose you are sending cricket items. A container loaded with cricket bat and a container loaded with cricket ball comes to the warehouse. It has to be sent to two different destinations, say Singapore and Dubai. So half of the container should contain bat and half should contain ball. So what you do, you take out the entire bat from one container and the ball, and you then rework, creating two containers, one with 50% bat and 50% ball, another with 50% bat and 50%, and two container, one goes to Singapore and another goes to Dubai. That is called rework of containers. You can allow inspection of material before being dispatched inside a warehouse, and also light assembly, some fittings, creating a kit. Say for example, you want to send cricket kits. In the bag you have a bat, you have a headgear, a leg gear, gloves, and this will come from different places. Where will you create the kit? Because we should not think that everything will come from one factory at one place. No, the bats can come from Jalandhar, the cricket ball can come from Bangalore, the gloves can come from Kanpur, the leg gears can come from Pune to the warehouse, and there you start creating the kit, and the kit can go to the individual retailers or the customer. You can allow testing of material to be carried out inside the warehouse, because especially in international business, all cargo that you need to send, you should have a pre-export inspection and testing done. Besides, you can also carry out a testing as well. This is how the bag rice are kept. You see there are separators. The racks are there. Why these racks? You can keep one on the top of the other like I showed you. But remember, the warehouse, when you store, you have to also see that they don't get damaged. And in the process, what happens? The lowermost layer of the bags, if they come in contact with the ground and the ground is moist, then the lower bag will start fouling the bags up. Okay? This is how the bags are handled in a ship as a break bulk cargo. In case of bulk, you saw you used conveyor and grab. Right? Here you are using a sling. The rice in bags are put on board the ship, and they will be dumped like this on the ship directly, or you can take these bags and put it inside container. The moment we do that, you have now converted a break bulk cargo to a container cargo. So we had initially started off with a bulk loose cargo, dry bulk. Then we put it inside the bag. It was transformed into a break bulk. Now you are putting it inside a container. Now it is called a container cargo. The moment you put it in a container, the container vessels, the typical routes of container vessel could be, say from India, it goes to the western part of Africa. The previous case we saw that it was through a Cape route. Now it will move through a Suez Canal. Right? So you have different restrictions to the sea routes. In Cape route, no restriction. In Suez route, you can bring vessels up to 1.5 lakh tons, which can carry up to 1.5 lakh tons. When you cross Panama Canal, that is between the canal between the North America and South America, there the restriction is up to 70,000 tons. If you move to Australia through a route below Singapore, then a strait called Malacca Strait could be a constriction. So how are the sea routes possible from country like India? It can be a Cape route, it can be a canal route, or it can be strait-based route. Okay? This is typically a container, and you see there are two doors in the container, and the container has a number you can see in the top, and there are few more information that is available on the container. This is the typical container number. The first 3 digits shows the owner's code. Then the next gives what is the container, use of the container. It is a freight container, that means it can carry cargo. Then there is a serial number, and then there is a check digit. What is this check digit all about? When you enter the number, you have to find out whether the entry is correct or not. The sum total of this number in binary calculation should be equal to the check digit, that is 3 here.